You had close friends and family use other real estate agents instead of you?
One thing that I wish I would have done is seek mentorship, seek the knowledge, and then, if you find a good team, I know it's hard to find a good team or a good mentor, but if you find that person, just learn as much as possible.
On this episode of the Handsome Real Estate Podcast, we have killer Crystiann Perez, one of my mentees. I've been working with him for the last 2.5 years. He's gone from part-time agent with a full-time job selling extermination services to a full-time killer on our acquisition squad and a full-time retail agent doing on average 2 deals a week. Amazing person, amazing realtor, super hardworking guy. And if you're an agent who's out there who's looking to get to this level, this is someone you definitely want to check out. You're a part-time agent to like acquisitions killer.
Cutting throats.
How do you... All right, so we've got some questions. We're going to talk some of the personal stuff. We're going to talk some of the business stuff. We're going to talk all stuff.
All right.
So what was your first job?
First job was being a busboy. I was a busboy at Cassis, and they didn't want to put me as a waiter because I had no experience. I was 16. So after that, I did busboy for a year, and they made me a waiter. After that, I went to a bartender, same restaurant. It's not there anymore, but it was a really good restaurant.
Spanish restaurant?
French.
French?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I ever wanted to do that I never got to do, be a bartender.
Bartender, yeah. I mean, it's all you do is make drinks, talk to people, and that's it.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I never knew that you were a bartender. People that are successful in real estate, like bartenders are always successful in real estate. There's
Yeah.
like a couple of industries where translate really well into real estate, and bartending is one of them.
I mean, if I have kids eventually, one of their first jobs is going to be being a waiter. Like, I feel like you have so much valuable experience from that.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was like, if I was president, you know how in certain countries they make you go to the military?
Yeah.
I would make people be a waiter for a year, and I would make people be in retail for a year.
Yeah, hospitality, retail.
Because between those two
Yeah.
things, you get so much experience, and plus it teaches you how to treat people.
Yeah.
Because I think like people treat people in those industries like shit, and it's ridiculous.
Honestly, I think that that's one of the things that catapulted me into the service industry. I just fell in love with it, and you saw all these tips, so obviously it's like a no-brainer. And then it's a stepping stone.
What did you want to be when you were younger? When you were growing up, what was Crystiann's dream?
Besides being an NBA player, because I was too short.
Well, how tall are you? How tall was Muggsy Bogues?
I'm not that athletic. He's like 5'3".
All right.
I was 5'7", but he was like an athlete.
That dude would dunk.
Other than that, though, I would say being an attorney, being a doctor, just because it's something I hear. Architect also.
No shit.
Yeah. Forensic scientist at one point.
That's some random shit. What life experience shaped who you are today? So what major life experience shaped who you are today?
It's a bunch of things. I mean, I don't think it's just one experience. I think it's based on, I was a first generation. I came here when I was 5. My parents packed everything up and moved to Huntington at that time, and been living in Hicksville ever since. But other than that, I mean, all the traumatic experiences I feel like shape you. And I don't even want to call it traumatic because it's like just based on, things that you find are sad or messed up, and like that shapes you. So I think that, all that comes together. But that was like the one thing that I knew, okay, my parents are entrepreneurial. That's kind of the mindset.
It's kind of like you had to survive on your own, right? Like no one was coming to save you. You didn't have a silver spoon in your mouth. Like your parents weren't paying your bills. It was either you make it happen or there's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I had $20 a week when I was in high school just for food, and that's it. After high school, that's it, on my own.
What was your first few years like in real estate?
It was tough, I think, just because I wasn't just doing real estate full time. I got started in it, but I always had a second job. So I was doing property management. I was helping out people in rentals. I was helping people out in open houses. So the first, I would say, 5 years, it was maybe a couple deals here and there where I was still working another job. But I always knew that this is what I wanted to do, so I just didn't give up.
What's the biggest struggle you've faced so far?
In real estate, the biggest struggle is just starting out, just like putting yourself out there, because that's what you have to do to be in this game. You have to put yourself out there. Who's the best person going to be? So I think that I mean, you know me, I'm pretty reserved. So I push myself to be out there.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the big thing. Like I have conversations with a lot of real estate agents, and I'm just like, the business isn't going to come to you. Like this is a contact sport. You got to get out there and socialize and make friends. It's really, at the end of the day, it's a popularity contest. Whoever is the most well liked and the most well known is going to get the business. It's that simple. So, was there a moment that you almost quit real estate? And if so, what was that moment?
Yeah, I mean, I almost quit back in, I would say 2020, 2021. And that's when I ended up getting another job to supplement everything. My property manager job was not paying that well, and you know, I was struggling because again, I was just on my own. And 2020 and 2021, COVID happening, I think that's when I struggled the most. And luckily, I mean, I found a great job in the meantime that allowed me to work from home, and I just kept pushing and pushing, and eventually that's what led me to now being here.
What was the turning point in your career, would you say?
The turning point in my real estate career was honestly having you as a mentor, because I feel like there's so many things that get taught, but nobody's about action. Like everybody just talks and talks and talks. And having you as an example of having that action, that was the turning point. Like, because now instead of just talking the talk, I take action on a lot of things.
So dive into that a little bit more because I'm just curious to know. So, yeah, you'll see they're teaching you, see stuff on video. What do you mean by taking action? Like when you came here, you saw us taking action, and therefore it made you take action. What do you mean by that?
So pretty much, if I had anything that was happening, and I'll give you an example. You know, I had a broker that I worked with before, and you know, a commercial deal popped up, and they were like, "Oh, you can't handle it. Like, you don't know anything about it." But the way that you start learning about it is taking action and being into the deal. So now being inside people's houses and just asking them the uncomfortable questions, as opposed to, okay, like I don't really know that, and just sitting and here's my information, here's my card, call me if you need me. Instead of doing that, then you're pushing to get the deal.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, the people that are successful, they're just willing to do it and then learn in the process.
On the way.
Like, so I guess you felt comfortable asking questions and just trying to figure something out in the process. Like you're jumping out of the plane and building the parachute on the way down, versus before, like I have to know everything. I have to have the parachute before I jump.
Yeah, that's essentially what you're doing. And throughout that process, I learned that everybody doesn't even really know shit.
Nobody knows shit about
Like,
anything. That's the crazy part.
Like at one point, I thought real estate attorneys were at the pedestal. As soon as I started learning and knowing more, like, yeah, I'm not saying I know a lot, but like there's a lot of attorneys or agents or anything like that they fake it and they don't really know anything.
Yeah, once you get into this stuff, even people that you look up to, who you think are super knowledgeable, who are at like the pinnacle of an industry, and you start to talk to them and you realize like this guy or this girl doesn't know half of what I thought,
Yeah.
and like they're not any smarter than I am.
It's like that saying, like when you meet your idols, but like, you know, I forgot the saying. Like it's like when you meet the idols, but you don't. It's not really who they are, you know.
What's the hardest real lesson real estate has taught you?
The hardest real lesson, I feel like you expect the good in everybody, but everyone's lying. Everyone, like there's nothing that's off the table. Like you expect just because you're a good person that something's gonna happen, but it's just not the reality.
Yeah, it's like I always say, as you get older, you like lose little bits and pieces of your innocence until you get to the point where you're just like, you're not a bitter person, but Nothing shocks you anymore.
Yeah, like me, I feel like I'm gonna do right by you as much as I can, but even if you do all that, it's anybody could just you over.
And we're talking about agents for a minute. So what separates top agents from average agents in your opinion?
Action. I think the ability to just go ahead and do it, whether it's cold calling, whether it's door knocking, whether it's going to networking events, if you're not doing it, and then also being intentional, because if you're not intentional with, for example, networking or door knocking or writing everything down, then I just think it's for no reason. Like, you're gonna forget. One of the biggest things that I thought is I had a great memory, and I don't. Like, you have to be intentional. Like, you have to write things down. You have to take action. And I think that for me, it's just for any agent that wants to be successful is do it. Don't overthink it.
What habits have contributed mostly to your success in your opinion?
Being a sponge, not really thinking that you know everything and always collecting as much information and not being opposed to pivoting if you have to pivot. I think that that's a big thing when I'm in front of people. And then the other part is just being more efficient as far as maximizing my time. Like, if I have 2 hours, okay, what can I get done in 2 hours? Because everybody has the same 24 hours. I think it's just a matter of how you use it.
What mistakes do you see most new agents making?
I think it's just the same thing as far as all that misinformation that's out there. Like, what is real estate? A lot of people get into real estate. They don't have any idea. I mean, the entry to get in is a 75-hour course and 2 tests. It's them thinking that people are just going to list their house just because, even if it's family. Like, I expected friends, family to buy and sell with me. That's not the case. Like, you have to be valuable.
You had close friends and family use other real estate agents instead of you?
Mostly friends, not family. Yeah.
This was in the earlier days, I assume,
Earlier
right?
days.
Did you ask them why?
It's just not putting yourself out there, which it comes out to. Like, you got to put yourself out there. But
Do you think you weren't top of mind even though you're their friend, because since you weren't out there, they like forgot that you actually do this?
I also think that it's like, okay, like we grew up in the same area. We're doing the same things. Like, I know that you weren't doing real estate last year. Like, why should I use you? And sometimes I think it's like private. They don't want their finances out there. But I mean, I love working with strangers, so I prefer it.
What would you tell agents who are trying to break into the top 10? So top 10% of agents on Long Island do $85,000 a year in gross commission. 60% of agents haven't done a deal at all this year. What would you say to someone who's looking to break into the top 10 of that elite level?
One thing that I wish I would have done is seek mentorship, seek the knowledge, and just dive into that before even like getting your real estate license. Know like what you're getting into, and then if you find a good team, I know it's hard to find a good team or a good mentor, but if you find that person, just learn as much as possible. Because for the most part, if you're a new agent and you're doing solo, I think you're just learning as you go, but you don't know what you don't know.
What does the word accountability mean to you?
Accountability, we have a lot of it. It's being somebody that you could trust, and somebody being there for you to pretty much make sure you get it done and you're not lying to yourself. Because I feel like it's easy to like lie to yourself, but like you have somebody that cares for you, they want to see you do well. Like you need that.
How has that shaped you? Because it's just, I mean, we've been together like 2 years at this point, right? Has it been 2 years?
Coming up on 3, but
Almost
like 2.5,
3.
yeah.
And I feel like, like over the last 2 years, you've completely changed and morphed into this person who's now taken down, like, from a part-time agent to someone that's taking down roughly 2 deals a week.
Mm-hmm.
How has that structure and accountability shaped you? Did you resist it? Like, was it tough at the beginning? Did you want to resist it? Has it been beneficial?
I don't think that I resisted. I think that it's more so, like I said, like taking that action. Okay, when are you gonna call somebody, or when are you gonna do something? Like, you told me like you're doing it tomorrow, so I expect you to do it tomorrow. It's like that accountability. So I think like knowing that in the back of my mind, I'm like, why am I gonna save this for the next day? Why am I gonna save this for a week from now? Like, it's taking action.
Okay, that makes sense. What are you looking for in the next chapter of your business, right? Like, you've had a ton of success over the last 3 years. You're at the highest level that you've been, and you're very young, and you have a lot of road left. What are you looking for in the next chapter of your business or career, I should say?
Yeah, I mean, the next chapter is just pretty much right now. I think I doubled my business. I think even tripled. So I want to go above and beyond that. Like, I don't. I think that there's no real ceiling. More so for that, it's to be able to do things that you want to do, like when you have the time. Like, you don't have to stress about money, or you don't have to stress about the time, and oh, like, what if I have kids, like I want to be at their games and stuff like that, or what if I have something to do with family, like I want to be with them for that. So, but my business is to pretty much triple it from what I'm doing now.
So there's certain agents out there that, let's say, they're making like 40, $50,000 a year, and they're like on the cusp of, like, they need to have another job, but they want to be full-time agents, but they're kind of stuck in this world of doing like maybe 4 or 5 deals. What is your advice to that person to kind of get them over the hump, to get them into full-time status? Because you were there once.
Yeah, I mean, I did it. I Once I knew that I couldn't service my last job and be there for what they needed me to do, I just made the jump. But you can't get there if you don't have that peace of mind of, like, for me it was save, save, save as much as possible. So I know, okay, I have 6 to 8 months of funds if I need it and fall on my face, and you could always just redo it if you need to. But for me, the way that I did it was that I wanted to do this. So how do I do it? Okay, am I servicing everybody correctly? And after that, like, once I knew I couldn't do both, I left that job because I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
What are you most excited about over the next 12 months? Like, when you look at the next year, from here until like summer of next year, what is it that you're most looking forward to?
I've been part of 3 different brokerages, and what you're building as far as this brokerage, everything that it has to offer, I haven't really seen anything like it. And I'm excited just to help and put that into the moon,
Yeah,
rock ship
baby.
it.
What do clients appreciate most about working with you?
They appreciate, I actually heard it today, that like I put them at ease, like I calm them down. I had this very sweet lady offered me coffee, tea, water, everything, and she was very stressed about the entire process. But after speaking with me, I like hearing that, oh, you know what? It's not as daunting as it seems. So whenever, and it hasn't happened just once, it happens multiple times, that they say, you know what? After speaking with you, you're right. Like, everything's so calm and easy. So I like to bring that calmness to it.
What do you think people get wrong when they're buying or selling a home?
They're thinking about every single step all at once, and it can get daunting if you're thinking about that. Like, how do I move from A to B? How do I move everything? Am I gonna have enough money? Am I gonna like, what's my family gonna think? And ultimately, I just think that you have to do what's best for you, because I get it all the time. Like, when's the best time to buy or sell? It's really based on your scenario.
What's the best advice you've ever given a client?
The best advice I've ever given a client is most, I mean, it's contradicting, but like, I feel like if they're not ready to sell, or if it just doesn't work out for them, and I tell them, I don't think that this is the right decision for you, I tell them, because it's better to have that relationship and that business later on once they're ready to sell.
Yeah, it's funny. It's awesome that you said that because that's every time I ask people that question or just talk about it in like regular life with agents, that's the one answer I'm looking for that I've never gotten. The one answer is like, don't buy the house, right?
Yeah.
Or don't sell the house. I think that's really the best advice.
Yeah.
Because you have to be, you have to be serving these people in a way that benefits them, and sometimes not buying or not selling that's the way.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, makes a successful transaction? Like, transaction's done. What has to happen in order for you to feel like it was a success?
So obstacles literally just you're gonna run into as much obstacles as possible. I think that what makes it successful is that like you can tell them that this thing happened, but you have a solution for it, and then they're at ease. Again, putting them at ease about everything that happens. Like, oh, I'm afraid that we're not gonna close August 15th. Like, no, don't worry. Like, let's talk about it. So it's the communication between sellers, buyers, attorneys, inspectors. I feel like if everybody has good communication, it's very successful.
What do you like most about like sales in general?
Sales in general is just the thrill of getting the deal. I know that when I get deals, I don't seem like I'm that excited, but like when they sign and everything's closed and all that, it's exciting.
So rapid fire questions. You ready? This is how we wrap it up. So, favorite local restaurant?
Is it really rapid fire? Any Korean barbecue place?
Korea. Are there any good Korean barbecue places around? I love Korean barbecue. I haven't found one.
Long Island, there's Wan Barbecue, but they're all out in Queens, honestly.
Favorite neighborhood on Long Island?
Favorite neighborhood, I gotta say, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
This is really rapid fire.
Rapid fire, man.
I don't want to say Hicksville. That's where I'm from, but it's
You can
not.
say
It's
Hicksville.
not my favorite. I would say Glen Cove, Farmingdale.
You can only pick one.
All right. This is a tough one. I'll say. Shit. I'll say Hicksville.
Okay. Number one business book recommendation. If you were going to recommend one business book to somebody, what would it be?
Business book recommendation. I love The Alchemist. It's not really like a business book per se, but I think it's a pretty good one. And also, there's a book, How to Build a Story Brand. That one's also really good.
Most underrated success habit.
Most underrated success habit. Time management.
Coffee or energy drinks?
Energy drinks.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird. But
Yeah?
I do love the night owls.
I feel like you used to be a night owl. Maybe
Yeah.
you're a newly early bird. Best piece of advice you've ever received from anybody?
Best piece of advice I've ever received from anybody. It's gotta be, don't care about what anyone thinks. I don't know if that's cliche, but
It's true.
I was at the gym once, and someone came up to me and was like, "Yo, what do you work out for?" At that time, I was like, to look good, and I was like, "Don't care what people think." That's the wrong answer. So that kind of like stuck with me, and I don't think about what anyone thinks.
The moment you don't care what other people think is the moment you are truly free, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One thing every agent should stop doing today.
Going after the next shiny objects. I think people jump from brokerage to brokerage and they see somebody having success somewhere, but that's not necessarily what's going to bring them success. So, like, just hopping from shiny object to shiny object.
So last question. One thing that every homeowner should know.
That I'm your guy. That I'm your guy.
My man, I appreciate you. Listen, it's been amazing to watch you over the last 3 years. You've grown from this, quiet guy who walked into my office and was like, "Hey, I want to do this," to an absolute powerhouse killer who's slaying dragons every week. And living like the life that you always wanted to live.
Yeah,
Right.
2 to 3 deals a week.
Which is amazing to see, and you really deserve it. So appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you.